Hey guys, Silas here, and this is like a breakdown of this trade I'm looking at today. Uh, so today is going by the New York time. Today is May the 1st, and it is 9:46 p.m. New York time. However, I'm a Nigerian. I am in Nigeria, so it's 2nd of May to me. So happy new month to everyone, and happy new week. It's a new week. We pray for a lot of opportunities this week, and we hope to be part of the opportunities. Now, having done my analysis, this is what I'm looking to trade this week. Now, I didn't take any trades today, in the Monday. That's because I was busy. Actually, I didn't make my analysis over the weekend, and that is something that I usually do. And if I don't do it, I don't feel confident in my trades. And it's Monday anyways, and it's a new month, so I was expecting the market to play around for a while. So yeah, but there was some pretty very nice trade today that could have been profitable if I took it, but I'm not sad that I wasn't in the market. I wasn't even observing, so yeah, so that's fine. So yeah, these are the two trading opportunities that I'm looking at. Actually, it's one trade, but yeah, the two trading opportunities that I'm looking at comes through this week. Now, it all depends on how the market reacts to my POI. Like as you can see here, saying if it gets to this area and it changes character, I'm going for a buy. Or if it breaks this area and it gets to this area, I look for my entry criteria, and if I see it, I take a buy. And I would like to break the trade down from the higher time frame to tell you or to show you how I arrive at this conclusion, right? So going to the daily time frame, actually I like to go on the weekly time frame. If I'm coming from the weekend, if it's not during the week, if we're coming from the weekend, I like to zoom out a lot just to see a broader view of what we are looking at in the market. And seeing that we have been breaking the lows all through the last 1 year since 2005, it's someone can say, yeah, we are in a downtrend. That's the monthly or on the weekly time frame, but that really doesn't tell us what we're going to do today, right? But that's just one thing I get to know. And also it helps me to tell where I am in the market. Now, this should be seen as a serious area in the market, as well as this area, and I can only say that we have changed the higher time frame objective, or we have changed the higher time frame bias once this high is taken, right? Which I believe we should take like a year for that to happen. But for now, this is where we are in the market. And from the weekly time frame, what can we see? We can tell that ever since we broke above this area, we left it unmitigated, which can be explained on using the line chart. You see how it breaks an area of support, comes back to mitigate it. Now, someone might say, no, look, that doesn't mitigate. But when I'm talking about mitigation or a retest of an area that is broken, I can accept weak as an option. And if you go with a candlestick, you see that exactly happens here. Like it came back to retest the area, so a week is accepted. But when I'm looking for a break of structure, I don't see weak as a break of structure for me. I look for a body close above the area. So say something like this, a body close above the area is what I see as a break of structure. But for a retest or a mitigation of an area that's broken, whether it's weak or it's body, it's all fine by me. So now that I know that, I can tell that whenever we are coming back down, once the market gets to this area is going to give us hell of a fight, at least, right? But now, going back to where the real deal is, I've seen where I am on the daily time frame. I know that I am currently struggling with this last area of supply that broke the internal daily structure to the downside, which means this area has a lot of orders that went into the market here to push the market to the downside, which means that when we are in this area, we either break it to the upside and continue our upward movement, since on the daily time frame we can tell that we are in an uptrend, even though the overall monthly or weekly time frame is a downtrend. We can use that to trade, right, as retail traders. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, oh well, for now I'm going up. So what is happening currently in the market? Now I can tell that I'm in an area where I should pay attention to, because the market can choose to turn down from here, break down to the low side, and then boom, come to this area, or do something like this, break above, come back to retest it, and proceed to the other side of the market, or even go above, right? So but for now, here is where we are in the market, and I'm looking for an opportunity to trade, because I'm a retail trader, not the banks. So going down to the 4-hour time frame, what do I see? And here is what I see. I can tell that ever since we have a change of character on the daily time frame that broke to the high side, but since its last mitigation, we had a break of or a change of character to the upside, a mitigation of that change of character, which can be seen on the line here, a mitigation of that change of character, making this area our first zone to look at when we are looking for a change of character to the downside. But then, since we're on the 4-hour time frame, what has the market been doing in recent days? You see how, like I said, for a break of structure, I look for a body close, right? So this happens, a break to the upside, come back to mitigate. Now this entire leg is what printed the break of structure to the upside. So for the market to be seen as a downtrend, or for the market to start going back down, I would like to see a change of character below this, which never happened. This leg did a retracement or a mitigation of that zone that was broken, and then another higher high is printed, making this low the new area I'll be watching for a change of character, which never happened. Then there's a break of that to the high side, and this is an internal structure. I see this whole place as a single move, although this is seen as a break of structure, yeah, but this pullback is not big enough for me compared to this one. And for a confirmation, when the market got into this area, it broke this area anyways, so this is now a continuation, and this area broke, came back, this leg was never taken out until the high was taken out, came back, this leg was never taken out, making this the new leg. Now this type of move is what I try to be careful with, right? You see how every other move was going straight up, but it came to this area and we start seeing a movement like this in the market. Now we are in the 4-hour time frame, and it's already forming a structure, an internal structure in this area. Now this structure is what is going to give me a confirmation of if the market is planning to respect this entire zone of the daily time frame and go down. Then we can see this whole area that's looking like a head and shoulder pattern, being taken out, which means that there was a lot of liquidity generated in this area that had already been cleared, right? Liquidity was created in this area because it created what, like a normal retail pattern. This created the head, created the left shoulder, the right shoulder, and then some people will be seeing this as a head of shoulder and shoulder for this to go down. But what happened? Market came, cleared them out. So this was a lot of liquidity on the 4 hour or the 1 hour or any time frame below, and it's taken out. And if this should get to break below this area or to break below this area, I would like it to break below this area, because this is the last low that was created before a new high was created. So if this low is taken out, I will see it as a change of character and start looking for sells here, since we are coming from a higher time frame mitigation area, right? So we're coming from a higher time frame mitigation area. But until then, for now, we are still looking at an uptrend, right? We're still looking at an uptrend, and this is what we get: higher high, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, higher lows, higher high. And this is tricky because this took out this high, which can be seen in two ways, right? Either a clear of liquidity or a continuation of structure. Now, if it's a continuation of structure, which is what I'm kind of like laying back on, then it means one of these areas, which is the last leg of demand that printed the higher high, should be respected. And you see the market going down. Now we are forming another internal structure on the lower time frame. See, this is the high, lower high, high, lower high, high, lower high. Now if this gets to break, if any structure here gets to break, and let's say this area gets to break, if this area gets to be taken out, I will see this as a change of structure to the upside, right? But then we can start looking for that in the POI, right? So we are getting into this POI on, say, the 30-minute time frame, the last leg of demand that printed this high. So I am assuming that we are still following our original uptrend, right? And you can see how when it got to this area, it started printing higher highs and higher lows and higher highs and higher lows, right? And every other leg was mitigated, every other point of interest was mitigated up until this one. And this is the last leg now that holds what I would call a change of character. If this area is taken out, I would like to see clearance of the zone to confirm that we are officially respecting this POI, this entire POI on the daily time frame. Now, this is to remind you that since we are in the daily POI, right, and we have seen all the criteria that I would say I would like to see for the market to start making a reversal to the downside, which is like creation of liquidity, taking out the liquidity, and then changing structure to the downside to go down. If that happens, this area will be my own change of structure. But until that happens, I'm still laid back on taking buy sells, buy trades. However, we're in the Asian section, right? And this is the 30-minute time frame. That is not going to stop me from taking a sell here if I see an opportunity. Now we have a trade that is coming into this area, but one in is it already created liquidity here that it hasn't taken, which made me to believe that if the market gets back to this area, it's definitely going to have to get down here or get down to the premium POI before going back up. But if it doesn't happen and it gets to this area first, since we are already in the Asian section, like I said, this is 10 p.m. So we are at 10 p.m. New York time, so we're already in the HR section here, and I don't like trading this section anyways, so I feel like it's going to keep doing this, getting to this area. And if you check on the 15-minute time frame, since we are in a lower time frame internal structure, we can tell that if the market gets to this area and it gives you a change of character, then I'll be looking to take a shot to this downside first. But I'll be very careful, because this area should be my first target, or actually my target. I shouldn't be looking to get greedy and look to shoot to the moon, to the downside, blah blah blah. If I get a trade from here to this side, that's already a 7-hour kind of trade, but I will look to get a lower time frame, say 5-minute change of character when it gets to this my 15-minute POI. And when I get something like this, I'll look to take a shot down to this area and look for my entry criteria as again a change of character to take a buy from here. But if that doesn't happen and it goes, say, comes like this instead, and it breaks this area, no problem. It gets to this area, I start looking for my entry criteria, which will be a change of character, like change of character to the upside like this. Then I'll look to take a buy from here, my stop loss below the lows, or maybe covering the lows, but depending on how clean the change of character is, I'll be looking to take a buy here if I see a change of character in this POI. However, based on what we have seen, the market is tricky and it's coming from an area of higher time frame mitigation, which means that it can decide to completely turn from here to go all the way down to the weekly unmitigated area. So if I see something like this happening, say it's coming down now, break of the structure, then I look to enter a trade here to start looking for sales. But until that happens, I am more on the buy side, because that is what we are doing right now. So this is how I got to where I am right now. This is how I have mapped out the type of trades that I'll be looking to enter this week. If any of these things happen, this is what I'm going to be doing, and I hope you also have a clear definition of what you're planning to do this week in the market. That's my analysis for GBPUSD. The Euro USD will be dropping right after, and gold and NAS and anything that comes up, or anything that I see in the market, or any pair that I see in the market to take a trade from. That is it for me for now. Peace, and have a blessed week, everybody. Bye bye.